Last night, Starfield's next huge update got revealed, and when I say huge, I mean it is the biggest Starfield update yet. One of the very first things being added is surface maps, and these look fantastic, a truly 3D map where we can see all the details of all the cities and other locations throughout Starfield. This is something Bethesda promised a long time ago and we've all been waiting for, and it's great to finally see it being added. I'm still getting lost walking around New Atlantis all these months later, so this is going to be a huge help. But what's more is I just love the way this looks. It's barely even a map and it's more so just a zoomed out image of the city, and it's 3D with the map markers everywhere rather than just the usual flat maps that we are used to in Bethesda games. And next up we have new customizable settings, and as silly as this sounds, this is probably the second thing I'm most excited for in this entire new update and video that they revealed. Changing the settings of enemy damage output, player damage output, ship damage, carry capacity, ammo rate, cargo access distance, vendor credits, which is a huge one for me. You all know how much I've been complaining and how long it takes me to sell items in Starfield, medical item healing, and so many more customizable options. Again, this is mostly exciting for me because of the vendor credits change. Like you can see here that there's a vendor with 56,000 credits instead of the usual like 11,000 that they have, and this just makes me super excited because with this update you'll basically be able to create your own survival mode, which is something I've been asking for since launch. On to the thing that I am most excited about, and that of course is new ship customization. One thing that if you subscribe to me and watch my videos, you all know I was fairly upset by at launch was the fact that we couldn't customize our spaceship interiors with a decorating mode. In fact, if you look back at some of my earliest videos, I spent a lot of time speculating about interior ship design and customization in Starfield. Once the game was released, I felt like most of the habs were really messy and quite ugly to be honest, and none of them really suited my liking. But with this new update, we are finally going to be able to get empty habs that we can decorate ourselves, and I could not be more excited about this. You all know that I attempt to build a lot of famous ships, like I have a TARDIS, a Milano, a Bowie, etc, and with this update I will finally be able to customize the inside of these ships too, and again I just couldn't be more hyped for it. Now, another big complaint I had with Starfield is also getting fixed with this brilliant new update. New Game Plus will now allow you to change your traits when you go through the Unity, meaning every single time that you go through the Unity and start a new Game Plus, you'll be able to select new traits and even customize your character further and however you like. Now, something very exciting for console players is that on Xbox Series X, they're finally getting a 60 FPS mode. And I find this really funny after so many people tried to claim that the creation engine, Bethesda's game engine, couldn't handle 60 FPS. You know, despite both Skyrim and Fallout 4 and Starfield on PC being 60 FPS. So yes, Xbox Series X players will finally be getting a 60 FPS mode, although it is a little bit of a shame that the Series S won't be getting it too, as I know a lot of people did buy a Series S just for Starfield and other Bethesda games. Now, Bethesda also mentioned that in this update, they'll be adding some new quality of life things. Of course, you can see here that one of these quality of life things will allow us to turn off dialogue cameras. So if you don't like the zoomed in look, I personally really like it, but if you don't, you can change it back to the same style of dialogue camera that we had in Skyrim, for example. I really like this, just giving us an option for as many possible things. It's never a bad thing. And in addition, they've also added some new tabs for containers and our inventories just to sort of help us find certain items and such. Now, of course, undoubtedly the biggest thing from this update that I know excites you guys the most is, of course, finally, land vehicles. That's right, we are finally getting some kind of land vehicle in Starfield, and from the sounds of it, this isn't coming with this update, but at some point in the future. But these look great. Finally, we'll be able to drive around the empty planets and moons, getting to places hopefully a lot faster than just walking around. And what's more is a confirmation that they are working on new quests, and of course the Shattered Space update, which apparently is massive.
Obviously, we're working on more quests and the massive Shattered Space expansion.
This entire update just sounds so perfect. Now granted, I will say, I agree with those people that are saying a lot of this stuff should have just been here at launch. Again, I agree, but in the end of the day, we're finally getting it. So who fucking cares, let's just be happy. I've loved Starfield since the first day I played, and this update is only going to make me love it more. There's still a few things that I'm waiting for, such as, of course, new quests which we know are coming later, and an option to make storage containers unlimited and connected, but hey, for the most part, this update has fixed a lot of the very small problems that I had with the game. We're finally getting a lot of stuff that many people have complained about. I'm just excited to get our first DLC this fall, and honestly, there is not much more I can say, besides yeah, I'm pretty damn hyped. So let me know in the comments what you are most excited for from this update. Of course, please do leave the video a like if you would be so kind, and if you do want to stay up to date on absolutely everything Starfield, then consider subscribing because I cover it all over here. Lastly, as always, a huge, massive thank you to all of our channel members. Your support means the world, guys, but with all of that said and done, we are going to wrap up. So thank you all so much for watching, and I really hope to see you next time. Peace.